Hi, this is a review of Pure Humidify Plus Cool. We call it the PH model according to Dyson. I think this model deserves a buy because it does two things really well: purify and humidify. The cooling part, I think it is like a side effect. It does it pretty well as well, but I think it's a very scientific way of how they make the cooling part done. It's not just about like moving fan, like moving air through fan or anything like that. So what I mean is that it humidifies well because it has a large well of water that washes the air in it to purify it while humidifying it, and it cools the living room of reasonable size as well. I actually feel a bit cold, so I turn it off even if I don't notice it's turned on because it's so quiet. But if you want it really fast, it can get really loud and it can push a lot of air through its vents. Model numbers are a bit confusing, so I'll address them by function. This is something that you'll have to pay careful attention because a lot of the models look very similar and it may be a bit confusing, or at least it was for me. The water chamber that washes the air before release, it's pretty cool. It is nothing like it in Dyson's air purifier, and it works when you choose humidifying option. If you don't, it will just blow air in and out straight away. So yeah, it works like all the other usual air purifiers. If you turn off the humidifying option, yeah, then you get the older models of air purifier. But sometimes you want to turn it off if like if your baby isn't around, you don't care too much about humidity and so on. It comes with an LCD displaying 2.5 PM10, flower allergens, nitric oxide, an important marker if you wanna be sure what you're breathing in and you live near roads, busy roads, and VOC as well. VOC stands for volatile organic compounds such as formaldehyde and phenol, butane gas, and even alcohol. It's pretty sensitive from if I spray like alcohol using an alcohol spray, like about 3 or 4 feet apart. It does detect it almost instantly. Yeah, it seems to detect it up to 8 feet away. Easy removal of the internal air wire mesh filter, and the washing of internal filter unit is done with the water tank, serving as like a washing machine for internal wire mesh filter. And it uses the same HEPA filter as other Dyson filters. When I say same as in the system is the same, the actual shape is very different, so you may want to bear in mind that. And it needs to be replaced once a year according to technical support, and this will be actually the main cost that people don't really think about when they invest into something so expensive. They think this is an factored in cost, but the consumables are HEPA filter, and it'll be important to remember that these HEPA filters are not cheap, and you should consider them in the cost when you actually use them for extended period, like 24/7. If you use it for a short while, I suppose it should last more than a year or two. Main difference between this pH normal and pH cryptomic, I think to put it plainly to you, is the ability to deal with formaldehyde, basically how it deals with it. So the pH cryptomic, what does it provide? pH normal ones absorbs formaldehyde, while the pH cryptomic one, and all cryptomic, by the way, of other purifier models, has the ability to destroy formaldehyde. I've spoken extensively to the tech support on these differences, and it looks like both models will not release back any formaldehyde trapped in the filter, so that is great. So the question comes to, do you need cryptomic? Well, I'm not sure if you need it, since you replace the HEPA filter that absorbs the volatile organic compound including formaldehyde anyway after 12 months. So if you buy a cryptomic, doesn't mean that you don't have to change the HEPA filter. It may destroy the formaldehyde, so it's not absorbed into your HEPA filter, but you still have to replace it. But maybe, I don't know, in a rare event or like a unique use where you intend to reuse the HEPA filter for several years, which defeats the purpose of a HEPA filter if you think about it. If you use it too long, but anyway, that's beside the point. You may want to go cryptomic so that the formaldehyde does not get released back to the environment when the HEPA filter starts breaking down or is compromised. So just a side note about what is formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is very dangerous VOC that can cause organ failure if exposed regularly. It is mostly made from isoprene and alkenes in the atmosphere released from exhaust fumes or factory fumes. When it's exposed to sunlight, you'll be converted to formaldehyde, especially in summer when the sun's ray is abundant. So if you have babies or people with immune problems like strong allergies, it's best to invest in some way to remove the formaldehyde from the air. But one thing you'll have to notice is that it will only be a main problem if you live by a very busy road. If not, it's very unlikely you'll be able to even detect formaldehyde using machines that are very sensitive, like this Dyson PH. And yeah, for me, I usually get 0 readings on VOC, so I know like there aren't any in my atmosphere. I don't live across a busy popular road, so that's my case. So there are many models of air purifier in Dyson, so it can get a bit confusing. So maybe I'll just run through it so that you understand what is the best one for you. So the easiest confusion that can occur in Dyson Purifier is between the new Pure Humidifier Plus Cool and the older Pure Hot Plus Cool models. Pure Humidifier Plus Cool, we call it PH because of that's the model name, and for Pure Hot and Cold we call it HP. I know it's a bit confusing, which is the model name, and it is yeah, the main difference between the new PH and the HP is essentially the presence of a lower chamber or water tank that draws water for humidifying air. So the HP version do not have this, but it is able to work as a heater, which the new version, the PH1, cannot. So the PH1 doesn't have a heater function. So the older HP model, yeah, don't have a water tank, just so you know. You can just pay close attention to the transparent bottom area of the purifier. Only PH, you see like a clear transparent plastic at the bottom. That's the water tank. Yeah, otherwise both PH and HP models come with particularly sensors with LCD screen to display results, and also have an app support that works together with the machine to give you a daily or weekly graph chart in your app if you're into that sort of thing. Same as the new PH model, HP models also have the cryptomic versions that are about $100 more expensive. It's up to you to choose whether you want it. You can think about it, you know, like whether you're okay with the formaldehyde. I think for most people, most purposes, it should be fine because they destroy, I mean, the cryptomic versions destroy formaldehyde. I mean, it's your choice. And I mean, if you think about it, the HEPA filter has to be replaced once a year or a year and a half of use, since you're gonna probably be on, like, you know, turn on 24 hours, you know, I guess it's not gonna make a lot of difference. Other less confusing models, but they are still a bit confusing, are the TP models. You can think of them as the older version of the new Pure Humidifier Cool, because it purifies and it also has the fan function, so it's the Pure plus Cool, but that's about it. It doesn't have a humidifier function, so it doesn't exactly wash the air if you think about it. Yeah, it just, you know, like blows air. It's just put it through a filter. So I think that's the main difference between the new system. When I open up the water tank, I actually do see that the water tank is a bit I won't say dirty, but it's a bit bubbly. Yeah, I can see that a lot of washing has been done, so every kind of wash has been going on in the water. And yeah, I just discard the rest of the water. I usually use distilled water, so yeah, if it's just a small amount, I'll just top it up. I mean, it comes with UV filter and all that, and the water is still very clear, even though I'm a bit puzzled why would it be bubbly. But yeah, I do use distilled water. I buy them just for the machine. Yeah, so the older version is 2-in-1, the new one is 3-in-1. And there are the less fancy versions without sensors, but anything that's under $500, expect them not to come with a sensor that reports to you. And yeah, so even if it comes with a sensor, it will not be used to report the information to you. It'll be used to adjust the settings. But yeah, that's mainly the difference between why you want to pay for Dyson that's more than $500. Yeah, I think that is a good marginal point whether you want that information or not. And if you don't need that information, you just need the form factor, then yeah, the lower cost models will work for you perfectly. And also, final part, there are many other smaller models. These smaller models are for personal use, and the fan speed is pretty good as far as you will tell, because of the size, you tend to leave it like right in front of your face, or not too far away from your body, so you are able to feel the force of the air. So I think a lot of people have been quite satisfied with this function. So without further ado, I'll go straight into the unboxing. Okay, doing my unboxing right now. So just be aware that it will be given to you like this, without any external box if you order from Dyson. So if you're someone who received these boxes from when FedEx come, they usually throw it on your porch or something like that, then it's not gonna look nice, as in you may not find it by the time you reach home. So just be aware. I don't even know who delivers it. I saw a FedEx truck, but I couldn't confirm it because by the time I went out, it was just this, there's nothing on it, nothing else. Okay, so the usual warranty list in all languages. Now the packaging wise, I think it's packaged pretty nicely. I can see that this is a very recycle conscious packaging. Now this is one of the HEPA filters. You are given 2 of it, and you will fit into each side to cover 180 degrees each. Now as far as I know, these HEPA filters, once you open, you break out the plastic, it's compromised. So if you want to change it, you may want to think twice about breaking the HEPA filter. There are no HEPA filters of this model available yet, or at least to my understanding. So a couple of introductory instruction booklet. I find their booklet to be very informative. It's mostly just picture based, very little wording. And the moment I saw what was drawn on the picture, it sort of helped me to let all this fear of looking at a complex looking machine just dissipate. I can see that the machine is not very complex. It only has a few components to put in or take out, so it sort of instills confidence that this is gonna be not too difficult. So there are a few protective stickers here and there, and you can see that there is a black layer of thing that's floating out. That's like another layer to sort of keep the HEPA filter in place. So I'm gonna open up the HEPA filter. When you open the HEPA filter or touch the HEPA filter, make sure that you don't press it. If you press it, you are going to damage and compromise the HEPA filter. So when I say press it, I don't mean you can't press it at all, but just don't press it until you realize it just goes straight in, and you know it's the HEPA filter is permanently formed. So there are these clips at the edge that they sort of line up pretty well. Just look at the clips and see where exactly are the clips located. Once you locate the clips, then things gonna be pretty easy. So you can try to figure out how the thing closes, but in the end you realize that the inside has to be closed first before you fit in the HEPA filter. So for that to fit in, you gotta close the inside black lid. The outermost lid isn't exactly like a hold on a lever or anything like that. Just not that was sticker. So that yellow wire mesh filter just need to be located at an exact location. If you look at the hole at the bottom, there is only one like depression that would lock in, and once you find that, you will be able to sort of close the outer black lid that is swinging. So it took a while for me to figure out, but yeah, there are some like depressions here and there that will just click in. So you fit it in properly, you will notice that it makes a click sound and goes in. HEPA filter as well, you just need to make sure the clips are aligned. Give it a bit of force and it should click in. It's not too much force. And yeah, take out those stickers. As you can see, it doesn't have any swinging lever whatsoever. It will just clip out and clip in place pretty well. So yeah, just get rid of extra stickers there. Now you just repeat the same thing for the other side. Yeah. So remember, if you're gonna return the machine, don't open the HEPA filter, okay? I've checked with Dyson. They say it's okay, they will still accept the return, but it was after some hesitation. So I can see that if you don't open the HEPA filter, they will be less hesitant about guaranteeing a return. Okay, so the second one goes in as well. It's fairly obvious there's only one clip is located either in the top or the bottom. There's only one way this thing's gonna go in. So it's like like almost like a kid's toy. There's only one place that has a hole, and there's only one place where there's a clip. So we should just keep it in place. Yeah. I've been wondering how to lift this thing, and I realized that the fan unit itself, you just lift it up using that. The bottom is a bit not very stable to lift it up. But anyway, let me take out the water tank and then show you how it looks like. I put in the water and started running in no time. According to instruction, you just take out the water tank, put in water, close back the lid, put in the power socket, and you're done. So you see, it comes with an instruction. You don't have to click on manual. So it also comes with instruction on how to use the water tank as a water washing machine for that yellow interior filter unit that you see. That's supposed to be done regularly. I don't know the exact duration, but I think I'll probably do it once a month whenever I have a bit of time. This contains a couple of other stuff. I thought this was quite a useless stuff, then I realized it was a remote and you're supposed to open it from the other side. Yeah, so oopsie. Yeah, Well, it's not like I'm gonna return this anyway. I did think about returning this because like I had this confusion about the models, whether there was hot and cool with the humidifying option. No such model is available. And this is the charging kit. The wire length is not too bad. I wouldn't call it long, but it is of a reasonable length. It would be fine for me to use it. I mean, nowadays, extension costs a dime a dozen. This is the citric acid for you to do the washing, like when you wash the interior filter. And yeah, it comes with I think 3 packs. Yeah. Okay, so here I've turned it on, and as you can see, it's pretty loud because the moment you turn it on, it'll just go full max speed. Yeah, and then you can just scroll through by pressing I. There's an I button there, and it'll show you like what is like how dirty are your filters. So this like a good way to know, when you must replace the filter or wash your filters. And you can see the indication PM 2.5, PM 10, which are your pollens, volatile organic compounds, nitric oxides, the interior temperature and humidity. So you can press the humidity button to turn it on or off. If you turn off the humidity function, then it just turns into a filter and fan, basically the older models. You may want to do that sometime when you don't want to change the water filter, or the water filter is like water tank is running low and you don't want to like change it just yet. Okay, and yeah, I just let the machine decide what the fan speed should be. I left it a bit low. In the end, it still did cool the room pretty well, to the point I had to turn it off because it was getting a bit too cold. Yeah, so yeah, this is quite deceiving, how quiet it is. And there are 2 buttons here. The first one, the left, is for you to like sort of swing the air left and right. I don't know how useful is this, but what I noticed is that the other button, when you press it, will allow this vent to go the other side, and then you'll sort of blow through air from the other side. The other side doesn't have a vent, but it has this thick gap where it will start pushing air through all throughout, like 360 degrees. So there you have it. And yeah, I just sprayed some alcohol to test the VOC about 3 feet away.